Hey guys, this is Hell Hades, free to play. Guys, I'm on the free to play account. I want to do a showcase of one of the Doom Tower bosses. I did one the other day actually for the Scarab King, and a lot of people in the comments said, great, thank you for that, but can you also show us how to beat Dark FAE on the free to play? So I'm going to show you a very simple way to beat the early stages. It does kind of reign true for later stages as well, but you need more precise teams when you go later stages than what I'm going to do here today. So on the free to play, I'll give you a quick kind of rundown actually of where we're at. Maybe I'll show you how the tournament's going as well for those that are interested, but I'm hard working on level 7 affinity bonus here, this mission. I got bumped back down to gold 4 yesterday, which was annoying, but I'm pushing for crit damage in force for my level 7 affinity just because Rathalos is my beast and he is my hard nuker on this account. You can see he's already got a decent amount of attack and quite a good amount of crit damage actually, but there's room for improvement. I'm just wondering, I'm going to do it actually. I want to see what build I could do with him on this account so far and see how much more damage I could actually get out of him. So for those who have not experienced the Optimizer, you can come here onto hellhades.com, download the Optimizer. I've got videos separate to this one where I kind of show how to do all that stuff. You can also do it now on mobile and any sort of remote device. So all of that is available for you if you want to do it. Again, I'm not going to go through all of that on this video because we've got some other stuff to talk about, but I am interested to see. Some people say, oh, you know, earlier accounts, the Optimizer's no good. It's still good. As long as you've got a decent number of items which are leveled past level 8, then you start to get some value from the Optimizer. So for example here, I could go into my Rathalos, ask it for damage mode. We can look at stats and just say, right, minimum speed, what we got now, 178. So let's say minimum speed 170. I don't need accuracy on my Rathalos. That's such a benefit of having him. I guess I've got Brimstone, so I do need a bit actually. Let's say 120 accuracy, maximum damage, and I do want to be in lifesteal gear. So hopefully before too long, I'll move away from lifesteal gear, but he's in my clan boss team. He's in every team. He needs to heal. So lifesteal is really important. One of the other things you can do is just check what else do you want. Like this blood shield ring, it's actually really helpful for me when I'm helping on the Scarab boss team. Not required, but it's useful. So all I'm going to say to the Optimizer is don't change the ring. So I could either say include 1 blood shield piece. So maybe that's the way to do it. 1 blood shield piece here. Then it will find the ring anyway. Or I could go into slots and just say don't include the ring. And it will just keep the ring on that you've got. All I've done then, so I've told it damage mode. And I've said minimum speed, minimum accuracy. I don't tell it anymore. I told it lifesteal gear. If you just wanted damage, then you wouldn't even put this in here. But you're going to optimize and just see if I was moving stuff around off of other champions, like how much extra damage could I get today with my gear as it currently sits. And cool thing here is if you click the skills tab, will actually show you how much extra damage you would get. So I would get a 7% improvement in damage across the board if I switched my build right now. It's not a crazy amount of improvement, but it's a bit. Yeah, so I could get a 7% damage change if I move to these pieces right now. For me, I'd be faster. I'd be about the same effective HP, actually. About the same, so that's good. If silver was not a thing, so when they do the free silver move, I probably will do this change, actually. It would be a change that would make some sense. Be interesting to see as well, if I didn't require lifesteal gear, what I could do then. I don't think it's going to be massively different, but this is what you should be thinking about if you're just trying to build like a now, changing someone from a jack of all trades to maybe just like an arena nuker or wave nuker. So again, let's just, tells me here anyway. I would actually get a 34% damage boost if I moved away from needing lifesteal gear. 34%. That's a huge amount more damage. Like, so they're the type of things that you can consider. And actually, now that I'm doing this, I'm just in the zone for a minute. Let's think about my speed champion. Could I be any faster? So if I just wanted to say, let's go balance mode. Normally, if you're just looking for like 1 stat priority, balance mode's the best one to do. Go into stats, and I'm just going to say priority 6. I sometimes get these around the wrong way. 6 is the highest priority. Priority 6 on speed. I'm not going to tell it anything else. Just find me my best speed gear. So my best speed gear would actually get me to 282 speed There's only 6 speed more than what I've got right now, but still, it's interesting to know. So a couple of the dudes that I've got around are wearing some stuff that can make me quicker. It's actually probably quite a worthwhile change. Speed. Again, if it was like a 3 gear mover type of thing, there's literally zero reason why I wouldn't take that. I guess actually I must be wearing perception gear right now because I would lose 65 accuracy for doing that. Maybe it's probably not worth. Right now it's not worth because she actually has got a skill which gives me decreased accuracy, which I do use. So probably not worth right now. But anyway, that's the type of stuff that I could do. Let's talk about Dark FAE then. And what do we need for Dark FAE? Dark FAE is an interesting fight, right? Because it's kind of like fighting an arena matchup. So what's going to happen is your team will spawn against you. You have to kill 2 waves first, but your team will spawn against you. So if you've got anybody tanky in your team, and by that I mean like defensive type champions or high HP champions, they will be extremely difficult to kill. Okay, so what you really want is a team that is just very, very killable as quick as possible. You want to kill yourself as quick as you can, and then you want to start to control Dark FAE as early as possible. Now, my priority here would actually be to have High Katoon as my speed champion, not Golden Reaper. The reason for that is High Katoon actually gives you decreased speed, and she gives you some turn meter control. Golden Reaper gives you a nice turn meter boost, but actually High Katoon is straight up just a better champion for this fight. But a speed champion that pushes your speed and turn meter so that you get ahead of your opposition. The funny fact here is, if you're exactly the same in terms of speed, you will go first in this fight. So whoever your speed champion is, you need to do a turn meter boost ahead of your opposition. And then basically you want everyone else to kind of rail in with their abilities and clear out your opposition. And then you come in and you fight the Dark FAE. When you're fighting the actual Dark FAE part of the fight, ideally you just want turn meter control. That's the ideal. Rathalos is actually a beast here because his A2 does tons of damage. But, from the team that I originally beat this with, I've now got Coldheart in my squad, and she's a better unit for this because she does do a turn meter drop. And I just six-starred her the other day. But the way my team's set up here, it's not set up perfectly at all. So I've got a fast speed booster, 276 speed. The speed of it's irrelevant, really, because you're still going to be just matched up against yourself. So if you're like a 200 speed, 210, whatever, same concept. But fast, I then go into a drop defense champion who's like 195, so pretty slow. I've then got my Mordecai at like 183. I got my Rathalos coming in with the nukes. And then beforehand, I had Kale overlapping with another nuke. But in this instance, we're going to bring in Coldheart, who's actually a bit slow right now. I've not checked her build in a while. She's at 156. She's got too much crit rate as well. She's just about squeezing enough accuracy. I'm going to snag a couple of extra bits here with the masteries I picked up. So I do have her booked out. I would like her to be quicker than this. But I don't have actually looking for stuff. I don't have a lot of choice right now. I could 6-star ascend her. I think I'm going to do it. I was going to save it for Arbiter missions, but honestly, I just kind of want her ready to fight. And we'll sort out Arbiter missions another time. So that gives me tons more accuracy now. And it gives me a bit more speed as well. But it also gives me more flexibility because where I was looking at this piece with tons of accuracy thinking I can't really change it, I could now, if I had something with better speed, I could change some stuff up if I wanted to. The gloves as well at what? 106. I only need to actually be at 70% crit rate to get this away. Like the ideal here would actually be to have crit damage gloves on with some speed. Like these bad boys. Damn. Let's just roll those up to 8 and see if I get a cheeky double speed roll or something. Double accuracy roll is still good. Didn't really change anything. They're still really good. I'm going to take those right up. It's going to be a good pair of gloves for me anyway. Crit rate on them as well. It's beautiful to see. Right, she's snagging those. Okay, so I just need to now find this top row. Nice speed item. What am I at so far? 72%. I actually need some crit rate on it as well, ideally, like that. See where we ended up here. 167 speed now, over the 70% with a good amount. You'll notice she's in an HP chest because I don't want her to be targeted. She's still got a little way to go yet on levels. I'm just going to give her a few more so that she's not too squishy. That's the only trouble with Coldheart. She's quite a squishy champ. But just a couple of changes of gear and suddenly she's going to do a ton more damage and she's also got the accuracy to do her job. So this could be quite fun. Okay, she's also going to be in like finite teams for me, all over the place. So she's well worth the investment. But let me show you this in operation then. So tail come out there. We actually want someone who's going to give me an aura that makes some sense. Cold Heart, where is she? Why can't I see her? So we've got a couple of things to do, and it might be that you manual it, but actually I want a team that's going to auto it. So I'll show you just a kind of manual run through first, so I could kind of talk through what's going on. But basically, I'm just going to nuke through wave 1. Yeah, get the job done nice and easy. Try and get my cooldowns back a bit for wave 2. I want my increased speed available for the next wave. I also kind of want my decreased defense available for the next wave as well. This is where things can get a bit tricky. We'll see. So I'm just going to try and just basically kill stuff without using all my main abilities. I want to hold this drop defense. So we're just going to look at people whose turn meter I can push back, try and get heal out. I shouldn't take too much damage. These waves don't tend to do a lot of damage. And then we've got a nuke back. I need this nuke though for my opener against me. So I can't use that here. So I've just got to go in and just take people out with A1s. And again, you can set this up in the team setup. I'll show you in a minute how I would set this up so it actually does this. One of the biggest things is since they added the AI kind of setup, I mean, it just gives you a lot more option to make this stuff auto, because Dark FAE is somewhere where you definitely want to auto. So we're going to speed up. Here's our turn meter boost up. They're going to do the same, but they're still going to be behind us, okay? We're then going to drop their defense. Normally get another turn with Dythe. I'm then going to push back Dythe because he is, obviously on auto it wouldn't do this, but he's definitely going to be the next person to move because he was the next person to move for me, right? So we push back Dythe, you actually kill him. I could do one of two things here. Normally what I would do is actually turn me to control just to make sure that my nukers get their next turn. So I turn me to control, which means my nuker goes before their team. I nuke, everybody's dead, and then Cold Heart says, oh, see you later, turn meter, and we're now on the boss. She's going to steal someone, which is a bit annoying. Now, if I had a perfect team here, I would be doing way more turn meter control, and she would never get a turn. Okay, that's what you want to aim for in like the later game, and that's what my main account would do. So literally, never get a turn. That's the aim. Because every time she has a turn, you're in trouble in some way or another. And obviously, we've got to try and deal with this kind of like mimic of ourselves. Just go with the A2 here. Oh man, I'm actually in a bit of trouble just by just about. It's as awful as you like, but I just about get away with that somehow. But let's do it as a team setup. And you know, often, don't forget, to get through a level, it doesn't have to be super clean. You just got to get through it. Yeah, so that wasn't anywhere near super clean, but we got a dead. Let's just show you here. So Golden Reaper, speed. I generally say open and then don't use. And then don't use a tool there because that's going to be your first choice here. Dythe, opener, don't use. Use. Choice. Mordecai, pretty much, I guess, don't need it here. Basically, don't use that or that. Kind of want to save your turn meter boost and stuff for the next wave. I could try that first. We'll see if this works. The burn first and then this, because it means that my Blade Master and my Cold Heart will do more damage. Blade Master, open with the nuke, but then don't use it in the second wave. And then make sure we open, or first choice, the AoE there. Or I guess not first choice it, open with it. And then default, because we actually want a first choice, the A2 on the boss. The A2 does loads of damage on the boss. Okay. Yes. Cold Heart. Basically just never use your A3 because you want to save it for boss. That's about it. And then hopefully we should get a pretty decent win rate here. And as I say, it's not perfection because I haven't got it speed tuned. The way to make this perfection is if you've got your team speed tuned to go after each other. And that's really what you should be aiming for. But it's harder to do than you think on the early levels of the game. So it's not such a big deal on this sort of stage. Like maybe even as early as the next time we face Dark FAE in this Doom Tower kind of setup, I might need to be a little bit better set, but she's taking a bit of damage on this waves, but we're good. Onto this then. Let's just see if this works effectively. Do get burned away. Oh! Raphalos says, see you later! And nukes her into the ground with the one shot there. As you can see, it's not super clean. It would be cleaner if I set my kind of like me versus my counter in an even cleaner way without the kind of like gaps. So when I can speed my Mordecai up, I just need better gear. If I can speed Mordecai up to go ahead of Dithey and tell Mordecai to do his turn meter manipulation at that point, it actually becomes very clean. Really clean, because we turn meter boost, push back the enemy turn meter, and then they will never get a turn. So that's how you kind of clean this up. And you can do that with any of the kind of turn meter control champs. The one shot again, super easy. Raphalos doing tons of work. So that's the kind of vibe that you want. It's basically, think of it as an arena matchup. Speed into another turn meter control, ideally into a drop defense, into your nukes. As you get further up through the challenge, it's then about how much turn meter control you can then do to Dark FAE once that's done. So champions like Royal Guard that do decreased speed and turn meter drop. Champions like Acrisia, Holstring, Cold Heart, Armiger, Allure. Allure's like godlike here. Anyone who's doing just like consistent turn meter control on the boss, but you want them to come kind of like last in your order after you've already cleared out your wave of enemies, ideally. Like if I had an Allure would be better than Cold Heart for this. Cold Heart will be good in the later stages at speeding up the fight, but actually her turn meter controls are one and done versus someone like Allure that just keeps pumping it out. Yeah, anyway, look, I guess just to finish off the video, we will take a quick look at the free-to-play challenge so far. It's been really fun, actually. Loads of the creators are kind of like pushing hard. One of my team, Mullet Reaver, is just doing unbelievable things. But he's got like 9 6-stars already. I've got 8, like up there in the mix. I'm actually doing a lot of my gameplay on my phone. I do it on my phone, sitting in bed and stuff. But you can see, so I don't update as often as I could. But you can see here, Faction Wars, I'm kind of like 5th out of the content creators. I'm sitting in Gold 5, or I've been in Gold 5 in Arena. A couple of guys have got to Plats. A few people have got to Bronze 3 in Tag Team. Damn, that's actually quite an achievement, honestly. I'm sitting in Bronze 2. Mullet Reaver's the only person with a faster champion than me. He's got his Arbiter. He got his Arbiter super early. Look at that. That's crazy how quickly he's pulled up an Arbiter. We're on rotation 3 of the Doom Tower now. I'm actually on... So again, I did this upstairs in my room rather than while I was playing, but I have cleared out the Scarab boss with the exact same comp that I showed in my video the other day. So Scarab 60 doing the exact same concept was easy enough. Bommel was a bit more tricky, honestly. I had to get a little bit of good RNG there, but again, Raphalos A2 annihilating Bommel. Like Raphalos is actually big for Doom Tower bosses. So yeah, that's gone pretty well. Hydra, I'm sitting up there in, 5th? Clan Boss, I've not done a run on my PC for a while, but I would be around 7th once I record that run. Quite a few of the guys, though, starting to move into Nightmare, and I'm close to that myself. Dragon, top 5. Ice Golem, I've not really done, but I'm still top 10. It's been good. I've really enjoyed so far this kind of like challenge of taking on the other creators, and there's a bunch of people that have done really well. If we look at the team stuff, currently Team Hell Hades is top, but it's so tight. Even from Team Drock up to Team Hell Hades, all within, 700 points? It's actually very, very tight. And you can see here, like Mullet Reaver's done 5k points versus my 3164. It's crazy. You can come down a bit further on this page if you want to see how points are scored, but it's kind of crazy how well he's done, honestly. He's absolutely killing it. I think he's leading the way. Croptio as well has done really good stuff. Broken Not Dead done a lot of work as well. Drock's been working hard as well. Look at that, 4758 from Drock. Really cool, actually. So yeah, it's good to see. Good to see so many different kind of like players in the mix. But because we're not using legendaries other than legendaries which basically come in from us through stuff we've earned, it just kind of shows how accessible the game is with epics. It does. It shows how much you can do if you start to get the right sort of teams pulled together. I guess we'll have a quick look at the community pages as well. I'm quite interested to see. There are, Panda's actually quite a way above Mullet Reaver in score here. Look at that. 6,520. Kind of crazy, honestly. Pretty damn crazy. See what people are doing in... Is there anyone doing Ultra Nightmare? Panda's doing Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. 20 mil already. Wow. That's actually pretty insane. Anybody got level 25s being done in Dragon. None for Spider. But we do have a few that have done level 20. Ice Golem. A few that have done level 20. Fire Knight. Again, level 20 with a few. That's actually massive as well, honestly. I wonder if... I think I've done 16. So I could probably push to 17 now with my Cold Heart built out. Yeah, anyway. If you want to come and check this out and just kind of like browse and see what people have achieved, bearing in mind, we are still only, we're less than 50 days into these accounts. It's pretty nuts. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope that's helped you to understand the way to tackle Dark FAE. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.